All right. So where last session went, um, you guys finally fully unwrapped the mystery captive that turned out to, and popping out of that black canvas was Kitty, who's introduced herself and is just basically a tiny, furious tiefling, self-described with like this electric orange hair, trying to kind of cover up the little horns that are constantly peeking out, and the hair. I forget the description you used, but that it's had a mind of its own. It was constantly pooping out of the way to reveal those horns. Kitty sized up the party that at that point consisted of like some half naked or fully dressed orcs, a posh looking magician in a top hat, a trash hoarding murder raccoon, and essentially was immediately questioning everybody and also all of her life choices up until that point. Um, it seemed. So when introductions were made in the most dysfunctional way possible by Zach, being incredibly fucking awkward, um, Zach then tried to impress Kitty with in a combination of Zach and Egg in real life and mirroring
Yeah.
reality with the moving thumb trick where she was took the only responsible and reasonable action, which was pulling out a notebook and madly scribbling in it. Um, so before too much longer and before you really charted out your next steps and we're discussing kind of where to from here, the jungle fire that Jake and your party had accidentally set way back 2 years ago started to arrive.
And full score
the
go.
as that was happening, the the this massive group of um, bird people firefighters swooped in, both on the ground and above it, essentially giving you a very trite with the fire approaching choice of help or be arrested and dragged out of the way, to be dealt with later. You eventually decided that you'd help because that didn't involve handcuffs. And in Kitty's case, didn't involve being tied up again immediately after having just been unbound. So it's kind of team chaos with the ancillary team Kitty B at the moment, or team Kitty at the moment. The water carrying and firefighting happen um, to various different choices that you made. Kitty was very kind of methodical and scientific in her approach and was targeting sections and doing a lot of prep work and paying attention to above, not just at eye level, which most people were just sort of zoned in on. Um, Alia was busy using a chamber pot to just make sure that Fock didn't burn and tipping water over the top of him in the initial stages of it. Um, Victor was like one-handed water throwing and sucking on a water skin, like a drowning man, but the opposite of that. Zach, after trying to convince everybody else to do so, polymorphed into a giant King Kong looking great ape, giant ape, and went from throwing entire barrels of water at the fire to also catching and eating a direwolf that leapt out of the flames into the nearby lake. Um, and after all of that and some really good rolls on both that and also identifying targeted points, a hay bait on the fire line itself, you somehow managed to successfully hit enough success rolls and ended up that last session kind of absolutely exhausted, covered in soot and singe marks. And if you guys just, thanks, Baked. It's your birthday and you're giving me a present. Thanks, buddy. Happy birthday, mate. It's Baked's birthday too, by the way, everybody. Um,
Birthday.
but if I can just do one small reminder that I know there was an extended break in between for us, but for your characters, you kind of rolled from running away from a fire, getting distracted by something shiny, having a really big fight with both each other and the Arbaleth, going from that into not investigating on the other side of the bush, trusting Alia's nose and just starting a literal firefight and then fighting a fire. So for your characters, some of you are absolutely like on your last legs. Kitty, you're fine. Like I think pretty sure you're full health or like very close to it. You're you've been resting and bound and being carried around. Like you've expended no energy of recent times, but the rest of you are in various stages of extremely fucked up as you finish fighting this fire. But it seems that you have um, garnered some relatively goodwill from the creatures that came in with you. So from here, where we pick up, where you guys are, I just wanted to give you that little reminder if you haven't looked at your health in the last week that some of you are pretty fucked. And I would
Yes,
also
we
say
are.
for the original Team Chaos, both those of you who have um, the low health, but also your group in general, you are starting to. It's been that long since you've had any kind of proper rest with
Oh
the
my
amount
god, rest,
that
please.
you have been through that you are also starting to border on being having an exhaustion effect on you because you, as a group, have been through a lot in a really short period. Just giving you guys a heads up before we go into what comes next. So, from where we are now, where you guys find yourselves is um, that with the immediate danger kind of passing, you've now got that everybody is taking a breather to various extents. Before any potential conversations might start, what are you guys physically doing in the aftermath, just so I know where you are positioned before we sort of deal with the, the, the fallout from that fire?
Um, Good question. I think we were just like standing there, weren't we? I mean,
Alia is wherever fuck is.
yeah, correct. On shoulders with an arm brandishing like chamber pot.
Yeah.
I believe we just had another epic high five. High five.
Yeah,
Weekend at
and
Bernie's high five.
Zach had just polymorphed back down to his normal now because he was pristinely dressed because he cleaned himself off before turning this all happened, turning into an ape. So where the rest of you look like just covered in soot and ash and everything else, whilst Zach has a few singes, he his outfit is absolutely pristine. He doesn't look like he's done a damn thing.
As
And we're
always.
just going to largely ignore Victor unless he's required, and Art should be back in for the next session.
Gotcha. Well, I
All
think
right.
Fock and Alia want to just like start off by just sort of celebrating like Zachary's amazing like wolf yeet. And they just go, oh my god, Zach, what the fuck was with that spinny wolfy bullshit over there, mate? That was fucking sick. And holds out a hand for high five.
Held at his own hand or the hand that Alias?
Well, you know, they're both out there. So it's up to Zach which
Oh,
one he wants.
Alia's like flick the hand so that it's like this.
All right. As you guys are doing this, your passive perception is enough that you sort of see that that the, the intensity of the time it took, which seemed like it was like just moments, but you guys were at this through several phases and through what was a significant raging inferno by the time it hit you. But what you do see as you're kind of celebrating your success is that there's various different, like kind of that same loosely organized chaos that was happening is continuing. Like there's pack up and tidy, and groups seem to be sort of splitting off to do various different things, and everybody sort of seems to know their role. And there appears to be like some who are heading back the way and direction that they came in from. But what you do notice is that there is a group that had also headed off towards where there was sort of like I show you on the map, like sort of a smaller circle of burning that wasn't really part of the main fire front, i.e., where you guys were initially sighted and called to action from within your smaller circle of burning. Giving you that information to process.
Right.
Donna Bates, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Bakes Waddles, happy birthday to you. Hip hip. Right.
Hey!
Hooray.
Hey.
We got too much of
Hooray.
to actually do it all together, mate. But there you go. You're saying happy birthday.
I think Fox pretty keen, like as is the want of the Chaos group, to go and inquire after like said Wolf and maybe see if that's not a new group member as well.
Right. Yeah, I'll take Fock and Alia over in that direction. No problem whatsoever. So you haven't voiced that you've really just kind of done your that no, this is obvious. Everybody's unless you are saying something, but with everybody.
Oh, okay, I can say. Or guys, I'm gonna go over here and see maybe if old mate Wolf wants to like come along, because you know we're down on members. Why not one more?
Is anyone else going along
Sure.
with Fock and the three-armed Alia?
3 Alia.
He's carrying one.
Kitty whips out her book and absolutely trudges right behind them.
What's in this book? What's in the book? What's in the book? What's in the book?
What's in the book?
What's in the book? What's in the book?
All right. Are you kind of hanging around where you are, Zach, or are you kind of trundling over that way?
Still basking in his own glory, isn't he? But right through a wolf.
Do you have any interest in what happened with the wolf that you muted? No, nothing.
Just us.
We cannot hear you,
Can't
Egg.
hear your egg. Maybe that's why he's looking at me funny through the camera. We can't hear you, brother. Egg fight with his audio connection and just sort of move Zach halfway a little bit closer so that I can put him wherever he wants to be when he fixes his audio so we can hear him. Oh, yeah, let's accept racist knock knock. All right, one sec. Just let me accept this. Co-stream, beautiful. So,
Can you hear me now?
when you guys get over
Hey,
there,
yeah.
you're the one. Oh, yeah. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go with them. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And like I said, we're just ignoring Victor largely because his owner will be back to play him hopefully next week. Brett just follows along, nipping, running around fox legs. Okay, so all of you who are actually heading over there, being that there's 4 of you, can I just get you to do 4 individual perception checks, please?
Perception, not my strong suit.
Let's see what between the 4 of you, when you reach the edge of that lake, what you find.
Oh, my rolls are picking up exactly where I left off last week.
7.
What have you got?
It's a nat 1, my friend.
Yep. All right.
I'm barely able to find the
18.
lake.
What did you get? Sorry, Alia?
18.
18. And Kitty?
Remember how to find it. You're muted.
Yeah,
18.
18. So 2 18s.
Nice.
What did you get, Zach?
7. 7.
Thank you. So, as you guys are going, the 2 of you in front, Fock, in your excitement to get over and potentially make a new friend, you trip over just some remnants of vine and whatever other shit was burnt up and left behind because you're not really paying attention to where you're going. So, with your 1, you trip ass over tea kettle, but Alia, paying very close attention to her surroundings, just as you land, agilely steps off your shoulder as you face plant. But what she does notice is as you land face first into this kind of charred chunk of wolf fur. So you are unceremoniously, Ali was able to pull that out from underneath you. Kitty, who's coming up nearby, you guys, with Alia having now got a scent of it, can I get you to give me a second roll with not a double up, but will trigger your bonus you've got for your sense of smell And then between the two of you and those 3 rolls, we'll see what you guys can ascertain from what you've got.
Oh, So that's me
What
as
am I
well.
You've got your
rolling?
face first. This is just Alia. So just Alia, 1 more perception roll.
Oh, fuck.
No.
4.
It was just around whether there was anything extra that was going to come out, because you've had 2 18s. We've already dealt with Fox failure and the 7. Look, Zachary's pretty confident that this is the way the wolf went when he threw it through the air. Pretty sure that this, that it made it to the water. That's about all that you've got there. Alia and Kitty, between the two of you and being able to examine the fur further and being able to sort of, especially with what's been burnt away, and you can see sort of between the breaks and the smoke, you guys can see that there are no tracks leading out of the water where you found that chunk of fur, and there does also appear that there are some other singed chunks of fur that have kind of washed up and are sitting there at the edge of the water. But what you are basically getting with that 18 is you're really confident that that creature has not exited the water anywhere near where you guys are currently standing, with that you were investigating and looking around and sniffing about for.
How
it
aware
was
am
here.
I of what I
Very
got a
clear it
photo
was
of?
here, but it's no longer within any of your bubble of perception. Despite rolling incredibly well, what you can basically tell is that there is a complete lack of evidence of it being very confident.
So I don't really know what I got a mush full of.
Yes, you can hop up and Alia. I'm sure Alia would happily show you what she ripped out from underneath his smells.
Okay.
As you guys are doing all of that, you do hear sort of a bit of a hubbub happening over behind where you came from, and a little bit further back where you actually originally came from, and some voices calling out. It appears to be to the person who was originally talking to you guys and calling you into action, the quite striking silver feathered bird person that came through and was giving you really kind of succinct, trite instructions, or not trite, sort of very direct and no nonsense instructions. And it seems that they are it sounds like you can hear is versions of Captain Cap and Captain Arissa is being called for. And there's quite a bit of urgency in that tone, and you see that person who was actually starting to walk over towards you guys and now heads off quite quickly to where she's been called. Before we deal with that, I'll give you guys a chance. We're not in initiative or anything here, but I am giving you guys a chance to react to what's happening around you. There's things happening simultaneously to what you're doing too.
I guess above the table, are we trying to figure out? Do you reckon they were friends with who we just flattened over there? I said above the table.
Kitty
answer.
would like to see if she
Oh,
can
does Kitty know? Yes.
borrow that bit of fluff from Alia, just to have a look. So Kitty goes up over to them and Raccoon man, bro. May I have a look at that for a moment? I promise you I will give it back. I will give you something if you like. As a trade, I have a rock. Would you like the rock? And Kitty picks up a rock from behind her. It's a nice rock.
Alia looks at the fur, looks at the rock, sees that the rock is slightly shiny, and hands over the fur for the rock.
Kitty's like buffing it up to make it shinier.
Well, it's just
when I give
scary,
him-
more soot. It's just redistribution of soot.
Great for polishing. Very fine.
However, if you did rub it on Zach anywhere, you'd polish that rock up real nice.
Sorry, Zach. Kitty's not rubbing anything on you. And double-handed offers the rock up to Alia.
Sorry, Alia's
changed
at grad level, so you'd be offering it down to her because when Fock went
And
asking
then
to
down.
pedal, yeah,
it.
Alia's standing. And Kitty, you may have missed it as well. Very nice of what you're doing, but you do also note that there is like 3 or 4 just as bigger clumps of this on the ground as well, washed up. But you've definitely made your trade.
I want that one. I'm making friends.
I want that one. Yeah.
Figuring out a bartering
that one.
system. Yeah, building trust.
You're doing the right thing with Alia for something shiny. And Alia, you also did see that there's a whole bunch of this other fur. So if you want it, to add to your trash stash, go and make yourself a note.
likes the shiny rock.
Yeah, you got shiny rock, and if you want it, there's about 20 pounds of direwolf fur. Not hide, just fur there if you want it.
Oh, side note, are we still wearing the tiger?
I forgot about that.
I'm pretty sure you took it off when you guys made camp. But if you want to still be wearing it, you can. I don't remember vividly whether you had or not.
Yeah, I can't remember if we took it off or we kept it on. I'm going to say it probably got too hot that we took it off.
Being on fire and all that.
Look, it's cosmetic only, so you guys can make that decision. I'll leave that with you. Just let me know if you deem it's appropriate. So I believe that trade got made. Are you doing anything with that before we kind of move to what's happening next, Kitty?
Yes. So Kitty has walked over to the water edge again and is trying her very best to rinse the soot and everything else off of this chunk of fluff, and has used a piece of the fluff to bind the top of it into a little tuft. So it is now like a brush, like a paintbrush tuft of dire wolf fur, and is madly scribbling down in her book the color, the texture, the length, the taste, the smell, going full spectrum. Every sense, it's all getting written in there, and makes quick work of it. Very diligent. So next time Kitty has the opportunity, she will be returning it as promised.
Does she want the rock back?
No, the rock is a gift. I know. Also works on children. Kitty's very good at this.
She's dialed in. All right. And as you guys are doing this, and especially like Zach getting back up and this whole interaction's happening, the time you've taken scouting around, you actually look around, and because you hear like this thump, and as you turn, there is a few of those, the laborers who are on the line have come over and have assisted the person they've been calling out to, that you're pretty confident hasn't introduced themselves yet, but you're pretty confident that, probably aside from Focionis, who had ears full of fur, that all of you would have heard different versions, even with the 7 different versions of that name, that it's something about a cap or a captain. Or
can confirm, Fock heard.
Yeah, you heard it like a Snoopy cartoon. You're like the teacher talking to the kids. That's about what you got, sounding literally like bird sounds. But the rest of you heard different versions of it. Kitty and Ali, you definitely heard that there was a Captain Arissa. So you heard both a rank and a name. But the rest of you had just different versions of relative confidence of hearing that, and that's the only name you've heard sort of bandied around. I'm not putting in markers for all the other different people. I'll generate them if that becomes necessary. So as you hear that thump, feel that thump, and turn to see what is happening, what you see is a number of those bird people, and they're dropping the the 3 bodies that you left behind, one is just barely recognizable as a body because it's just absolutely charred from the the various different friend and foe fireballs and firebolts that it caught. It's absolutely fucked. There's the other 2 corpses are both missing arms, and one of them has a head that has been all but decapitated and is like nearly headless Nick in Harry Potter, sort of flopping over and just barely held on by one flap of skin. And the person who has brought them is standing, looking with your passive perceptions, not looking specifically aggressive, but definitely on guard. And is speaking to your group now, and hopefully has a little bit more of a feminine voice after the the almost cross-dressing theme of deep voices that we had the last time. Let's see how this goes. But adventurers, you acted yourselves well. What is this? Aiming for more feminine. That's about as good as it's going to get.
Just got visions of Alia, like, you know, quickly hiding the arm behind their back.
We'll see if that boat has failed or not, or whether Alia even tries. Well, you guys have a think about responding. You need to make a dice roll.
Kitty is still writing information in the book.
Okay, yeah, they're Kitty's friends. They're doing some bondage stuff, which is not, not appropriate. So we, put a stop to it.
Yes, not fun. And Kitty looks directly at Captain Arissa and says, "What do you know about the mayor's office?"
Mayor's office? What the fuck? Who have we just fucking killed?
I'm interested to hear how you know that name. But who or what is a kitty? What is a bondage? And who are you all? I am Captain Arissa Windrush, head of the Fire Guard.
Kitty steps forwards and swiftly tucks her ASCII book away. I'm Kitty Bloom, primary school kindergarten teacher. Lovely to meet you. And puts a hand out to shake.
There's a moment of hesitation as sort of that hand gets looked at almost say blankly for a moment, and then like a winged feathered hand is placed out right beside yours.
And I high five it and go, yeah.
Which is actually, let's see what. Picking up on the what seems to be an interpretation of your custom, there's a sort of a moment of a frown and thought, and then that movement is almost identically mimicked as you see this. And then a slight shake as if wondering why the hell they did that. Can you just give me a perception roll, please, Kitty?
Sure can. And last time I forgot to add my modifier. So this time I would.
Please do remember to put that in.
I know, I would have got a 21 and everything. Ugh!
Oh,
Oh,
stop
dear.
copying me.
You roll a 1.
I did.
All right. As you're awkwardly generating this new, or perhaps it's normal for Kitty interaction, the rest of you see that as Kitty was trying to put that book back into storage and then quickly go and do this high five awkward whatever it was, it actually, instead of disappearing like it normally would into storage, she's missed however she was trying to do that, and it has just slid almost just like a slow slide, getting some sort of friction from somewhere, but has basically just sort of slid down her back and landed on the ground at her feet. The rest, I would give that, Ali, with your passive perception, you're right behind Kitty. It would be hard for you to miss this. The others of you, yeah, no, Zach definitely doesn't pick up on it.
Fox
Yeah,
still
you
sitting on
don't
the
either,
ground
Fox.
trying to spit
You're
things out
still
of his
you're still
mouth.
picking yourself up and cleaning yourself off and
Mm.
and looking at enjoying your handiwork that has been thrown down in front of you. I'll leave Alia to think about what happens in this particular little section with that little bit of info that she's got. The the Captain Arissa, who was having an interaction with you, Alia, you see as you're sort of noting that book has hit the ground, you look up and notice that there is a piercing gaze, just direct eye contact with you, and the other hand that wasn't doing the high five is pointing straight at the arm that whatever you were trying to do with it, whether you were trying to put it away or you're still just holding it, is looking at it, and then at one of the corpses on the ground and going, "What is that? Please explain."
Marcus pipes in and goes, pretty fucked, actually.
Actually, sorry, before Ali does that bit, Zach, I forgot to give you the chance to give me a persuasion roll on your bondage, and everything's all good. Really light for detail story. If you can give me that, you can either do a persuasion or a deception. You do whichever, but just give me whichever whatever the number is. You don't need to tell me whether you're trying to persuade or deceive. Just tell me what your score is.
Boom.
17.
So close. Okay. That your conversation definitely didn't seem to generate any further ire, and you sort of seem to be a lessening of the guard, but not a full acceptance of what was a pretty light on. Wait a minute. That was, yeah. Sorry, it was a second roll I had to do there. Yeah, but it definitely didn't make anything worse. That's for sure. It's certain. So Alia, sorry, you've been asked about the arm, but as far as you know, these people were walking up while you guys were doing various other things, and you've been high-fiving people after the firefight. You don't know whether they've seen that or not either, but whether you were trying to put it away or not, the arm has definitely been seen.
Mhm.
How does Alia react to this?
So Alia's behind Kitty in that, like directly behind her.
Yeah, but not.
And
It's
Fox
not like a
is
cover that you can't be seen. It's like
and
you
then
can still be
Fox is to my right,
correct.
like half up, like half getting up.
He'd be up by this point. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have been chatting long enough, and bodies have been dragged over, and
Okay. So Alia is going to yeet the arm behind Fox
Into the water.
and tug on Kitty's coat and point towards the book on the floor while keeping gaze with the one staring at her.
So there was throw the arm, tugging on.
Throw the arm,
tug
on Kitty's coat.
Yep.
Like nonchalantly, like, hey, like a fucking pay attention to me.
Yep.
And point towards the book while keeping eyes on the person staring at her, or the bird staring at her.
Got it. Kitty, your passive perception is pretty decent. So it's very decent. So I would give that you don't need to roll. You would definitely note both that pull and be directed to what Alia has pointed at. So you can see that the book's there, that she's pointed it out to you. I'll get you to react to that in a sec. Can I get you to give me a sleight of hand check with disadvantage?
Why disadvantage?
Oh,
Come
rude.
on.
Disadvantage because you have clearly been seen with this.
Hey,
Plenty enough. Or not.
Yeah. Look, 8 wasn't quite. You just see this shake of the head and almost like an annoyed lift of feathers, like hackles going up, and then quickly, like it's almost like a breath of calm comes through, reaction there, and just sort of a slight shake of the head. You know, it was unnecessary. It was clearly the arm of one of these brutes. Why are they dead? How are you involved? What happened here? Then we can talk about the mayor.
Well, we was just walking, and then these fucks they tried to like get us, and like Zachary said, there was ropes, and we're just not about it. That's not my kink. So like fucking shit had to go down.
Would
Yeah.
anyone like to add anything
They
to that?
they had this redhead.
We saved Miss Kitty.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was the one that was tied up by them, and then as we came across them, they started throwing fire and things at us. Like we were just defending ourselves, basically.
Don't forget the one that got away.
One of them ran away as well. You can ask him.
So really, they didn't kill all of them. So is it really a bad thing?
Yeah.
See sort of a thoughtful look on this bird's face. Literally, no pun intended. Potentially bad joke. As they sort of move the bodies. What actually? Let me just see what happens here. Yeah, this is going to happen. And just while you guys are standing and she's looking at the bodies, you just notice Alia, in a completely non-threatening way, but there's a couple of the bird people have come along and they're looking at sort of seem to be quite interested in the water, and you can hear them. You're passive of like it's a giant wolf and it's somewhere over here. Maybe it left something behind. They're overlooking at the like similar to what you guys were doing, but then one of them, oh, what's this? Is that one of its bones? And they lift up the arm that you attempted to throw into the water, and then looking at it, looking at the water, looking at it, and then finally, not being the brightest of individuals, it all clicks, and they walk over and place it next to the body that it clearly belonged to, with a slight raised eyebrow, but
So
no further
Fox looks at them and goes, "Oh, did he lend you a hand too?"
The bird person who has come over to do this almost looks up almost to reply, and has that look on their face, like I mean, you can just tell someone is just gonna say some real smart ass dicky comment, but catches a glimpse of who's actually speaking to them. And Fock, at this point, like you are covered in just soot and burns and wounds, and you're still bleeding from some of them. Some of them are caked up from the soot and have stopped bleeding. But you're walking around in your loincloth. You've got mud all down one side of your face and bits of like black fur sticking out of it from where your face planted. You are a sight, and you are towering over this person, and they just shut their beak and scurry away. However,
Fox
that
looks
Captain
at Alia and
Arissa
shrugs his shoulders and go, "Don't know."
is looking at Kitty and Tiefling. Can you confirm any of this?
I can confirm the part that I could see. I could hear a little. However, I was completely bound, head covered, dragged across the earth. There was yelling. I think there was some fire. But ultimately, the bad guys tied me up and the good guys untied me. I am assuming they're good, but I did just meet them. So really.
Yeah,
And the
Fox just
bad
nodding his
guys are
head like, "Yeah."
and the bad guys are these three. seems to be a little bit of unsure of like who's the good guys and who's the bad guys here in your story.
Well, and so Fox looks and goes, "Well, I didn't see these guys help fight the fire."
Then
Give me a
I do
persuasion
believe
check
there was
just for
four.
fun while Kitty talks. Sorry, Kitty, go.
Oh, good.
Persuasion.
Yeah, give me a persuasion. That
Oh, please roll good. It's a good roll. 18.
18. Oh, look, you see like I'm coming back to Kitty's answer, but like a bit of almost like again, almost like a triggered response, but then it seems like that she's sort of finally maybe figuring out some of the nuances of how your group communicates and takes a look at the bodies a little bit more closely, sort of looks thoughtfully over her shoulder where that burn circle was and doesn't reply, but seems to be nodding along with what you're saying and the gist of what you were getting across, which is kind of building on the momentum you guys have been largely growing as you've had this interaction. And we had, and Kitty had given the details about the time in captivity and what she'd sort of heard and seen.
Can Kitty bend over and
yeah.
pick up her book while
Yes,
she's
yeah, of
saying
course.
things?
Yeah,
Whilst
yeah, yeah.
making direct eye contact, bends over, picks up the book whilst speaking, and then lightly turns around and pats Alia on the head, and then puts the book in her bag without
Alia,
breaking
you
eye
okay with
contact
this?
with the adult.
But
You
Fox
okay with
looks
this,
jealously
Alia?
at this
Before
and
we,
moves Alia from one shoulder to the other.
oh, Alia's on the ground, so are you picking her up? Did you say
Yeah.
jealously? Oh. Alia, how does Alia react to all of this from the head pat to then
all
coming to
this.
pick her up?
Hang on, I have to Google something.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Come
While
on.
Racer's
I
doing
wanted
that,
to. Okay,
Oh.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if they did what they did.
Wait, what?
And they do, apparently. Am I
Yes.
gonna get bitten?
this is almost like you're in character talking to the
This is normal.
captain.
Alia gets a sensation
Yeah.
that she hasn't had since losing Ivy, and she purrs.
Oh.
Oh,
And you still let Fock pick you up? Put you back on
Yes.
his shoulders? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. As that is happening, because there's a few things and little interactions, you guys look up from there and see
Which that purr also like confuses her a little bit, so she gets this awkward face.
Gross.
I like it. As you guys have been doing this, the captain appears to have gone through and straightened up and rummaged through what little is available to go through with these bodies. But what she is holding up is two like look like quite well made leather coin, clearly have coin in them.
ooh,
And then a
shiny.
third one that is in her hand, just sort of floating ash, and there is clearly a glint of gold coins in her hand that she has pulled out of these bodies. And she's sort of looking at them, and she's clearly seems to be weighing something up, but looks back at your.
Did she say that she's like holding him in like each wing hand, like putting him up and down, trying to decide if there's 6 or 7 coins there?
But her soul died.
I wonder if maybe you guys were going to get that money, and maybe now you're not.
I
Guess we'll
didn't
just
say
have
that.
to
Come on.
guess we'll just have to see. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
This is the thing of teachers exhibiting all the worst behaviours to keep them the shits out of their students. This is what this is.
Yeah. Just
So
like the
you
record
can
just
see
goes
her.
46 minutes, 24 seconds, like someone's got 2 hands on their face.
Kitty is shaking her head, by the way.
Who was? Sorry, Kitty is.
is displeased in whatever's happening, and the little bit of this, Kitty knows what's coming, and Kitty is displeased.
Dear. Um, back to the captain. So she appears to be weighing up your words and looking at what's in here, and but there's sort of like this pause that almost goes on too long, but then she calls over the mage that you saw, um, that was largely responsible for like great big bubbles and dumps of water and was coordinating the other mages with like refilling buckets and reinforcing lines and hitting hotspots that you and others had identified. Like seemed to be in charge of was very clearly a mage themselves and seemed to be in charge of the other mages. She calls over and goes, Ness, what do you make of this? And this um, much shorter bird person comes over and sort of like almost like a nervous skip hop, like what sparrows have when they're moving along, where it's not a smooth motion, it's sort of a jerky, kind of nervous, constantly worried sort of movement, and that's sort of how she's moving. And you former Earthlings are very familiar with that kind of motion, and you see this in something so big is quite jarring. But it's sort of, oh, that, princely sum for these, and starts like poking at the bodies and like see little things like quickly appear and then disappear as she's like taking it's like samples of scrapings and moving different parts of the bodies, and then takes a really close look at the coin, including grabbing one of them and just wiping a hand over it, and water just cleans it and then bites it, and it bends like very clearly a gold coin, and then hands it all back, just aside from whatever it was that she'd been rummaging around with. You, an unusual sum for these ruffians. That yes, no good, no good will come with them. And even though for you guys it's like this really kind of disjointed, for someone who is so competent with their magic is very awkward in this interaction. But it seems to make sense to Arissa. So that was Ness, the name that you got for that mage, who turns back to you and seems to be even more relaxed than what she was before. And she's just about to speak when the guy that you saw, very clearly a male, um, just big, robust, like clear musculature under the black feathers that aren't just black from soot, but just were black in general. Just sort of comes, doesn't shove his way through, but just his presence is very clear as he stomps across to where you all are. Yeah. Ah, too much fucking talking. Look, I don't know about the rest of this shit, but you guys did good. And with you, as he gets over to Zach, who he had seen, actually, I won't tell you what he's seen, but he walks over to Zach, and then you see him reach into the front of his the leather tunic that's over, again covered in all the fire shit, but over the top of his feathers, and pulls out what initially looks like a feather, but it's actually not. It's a carved, just intricately carved timber that is made out of some wood that is the same, just jet shimmering black as his feathers. And he hands it to you. And you know, look, this. I don't know where or how you did what you did, but this might help you if you've got that bit of jungle fever in you. And hands it to you, Zach. That at the moment all you have is an unidentified feather, but when you identify it, it will become a custom object in your inventory. So it's not actually an item that's in D&D Beyond. If you can just make yourself a note that you have it, I'll give you a bit more detail on that when you identify it.
Custom thing.
Does Kitty see this transaction?
Yeah, no, this is done all in front of you. It's sort of like interrupting the flow of what had been happening with the conversation that is still what she was about to get back to was your question that you were most interested in, Kitty, and it has been interrupted by
That's
this.
right.
And yes, you see it.
Zach's standing next to Kitty, correct?
Yeah, you're right there for this to see this happen. Like you've got bodies at your feet. This guy is like within 5 feet, like less than 5 feet of you. This is happening. It's in arm's reach.
So Kitty turns to Zach and says, "Well done, Zachary," and pats him on the shoulder and says, "Well deserved. Good job. Gold star. Gold star." With full chest, 100% genuine enthusiasm for gifting.
I feel like Alia should pull the other arm out of her bag and like pat him on the back.
Very good. Are you trying to hide that at all, or is this just?
Oh fuck no! They know
just
that they're bad guys now,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
So, see, look, she apparently she wasn't going to rub anything at yours, Zachary, but she'll pat something apparently. So you know.
It's one of these. It's one of these open hand
Yeah, no, I got
pats.
it. I got it. You're very
No
clear
finger
on
contact.
the very
at all.
platonic, congratulatory, but genuine nature. I got it. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Alia swings a little too hard though. So it's like
So who are you patting on the back? Zach?
Zach.
Yeah. Actually, let's have a look. What's Zach's passives here with? Oh, fantastic! He's a -1. I'm going to give it that this guy who had been this giant friggin' King Kong kaiju is now holding. Been given this gift, and he's gotten like the gentlest of platonic pats on the shoulder, and is having this moment with this gruff kind of figure that's come over. Hasn't introduced himself yet, but as this is happening, you just feel this on the back, and Zach with his horrific passive there just lurches forward, almost headbutts this guy in the face, almost drops the gift, but just manages to catch himself and to catch it. And Zach, I'm going to give you, with just how injured you were and how damaged you were before you went kaiju, I'm going to get you take a just for flavour, 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the belt you copped in the back from. I made sure it's not going to knock you unconscious. The belt you copped in the back from Alia's overly enthusiastic arm waving. And as you guys, I'll give you a chance. If you want to react to that, feel free. Otherwise, we'll continue on here.
What was that?
Can Kitty give Alia a disapproving look?
Absolutely. You don't have to ask permission for that.
Yes. Kitty glances at Alia and
He's on Fox
does
shoulder now.
a slight head tilt and pursed lips.
Alia tries to hide the arm behind her back.
No, sweetheart, that wasn't the problem. You've earned the arm. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, perfect. Oh my goodness. As all of that's happening, and kind of mid Captain Arissa is still sort of like was mid sentence when all of this started to unfurl around her, and you can sort of see like that, and she just, without a word, walks through you guys, grabs the arm. Alia, do you try and hold on to it? Or are you
Oh,
gonna
hell
make sure
yes.
you grab it? You're going to try and hold on to it? All right, let's make a contested strength check here. So I want you to just roll strength and add whatever your modifiers are to that. And this is going to be a
Oh no.
strength. So that
Wait,
doesn't
did I
sound
roll
like
the
a
right
good roll.
one? Is it saving throws or just standard strength?
It's, I think you can just click on strength to do a strength roll,
Okay.
like an ability check. But you can also do one of the ability checks that have strength. So you could do it as like athletics is the role, I think.
Oh, then that's a +5.
What's wrong is this raccoon? You got a +5 to strength?
For athletics.
Hang on. I gotta redo that then.
Practically a
That was the wrong
toddler.
one.
Tiny but
14.
very strong.
14. Look, she rolled, my total was a 17. So you get a moment of resistance, and just with a frown, and instead of making just the tug of war, she just twists that towards the breaking grip towards your thumb, and it comes loose, and you're left with like a little bit of a chunk of flesh and some leather. But she stomps back, puts it next to the body. Right. Hopefully, are there any more body parts that belong here that I should be aware of before we continue?
Just look at Alia.
Is there? Do we have any more?
I don't think so, unless someone else stashed.
Well, there were definitely none from these three. You had
Kitty's
two arms.
looking at the bodies, counting limbs. Like, no, I've taught this several times. I'm sure they're all accounted for.
Even though Fock doesn't have pockets, like he's like doing the like empty pockets gesture with a shrug shoulder, like
There's no one brand for you guys.
Got my
Right.
sleeves.
Right. From here. Oh, but and then she talks to the guy that played me. Ruthik. Nice of you to introduce yourself. Everybody, Ruthik. Ruthik, everybody. Could you please oversee the cleanup and return to the city? Thank you. And he sort of looks back at him, and you see he goes off. Like doesn't say anything else to you guys. Doesn't say anything else to her. But you just hear this. Bullshit. No. So he's getting the job done, but he's grumbling and mumbling under his breath the whole way through. Gideon, hit me up in Discord. No worries at all. If you're not in my Discord already, jump in. So yeah, he heads off to do whatever he's off to do. Arissa, directing her eye contact back to you, Kitty. As I was trying to say, the office of the mayor is in the center of the city that you appear to be heading towards. Keep heading, and she points basically due north. Kitty, for you were at the point of crossing into where she's pointing, so you're pretty clear on where that entrance is. For the rest of you, you know that there's a city from 2 years ago when you entry to the level you were working your way through the jungle to get, but that's where you're heading towards as kind of a milestone marker of, not milestone for level up, sorry, but milestone in terms of for this level and for what you're heading towards. You've been sidetracked several times because every shiny thing seems to sidetrack this group, but you have been ultimately working towards this, which is why, Kitty, you were so far ahead of them, because they've been trying to adopt tiger cubs, and they've done all sorts of things in there.
Kitty's just adopting knowledge.
Yeah, and speed running. So through the city, the mayor's office is, let me see, it's in the center of the city. You may have some trouble gaining access, but that is that what you're asking me?
Do you know any more information on the office of the mayor / mayor's office? See, when I was tied up, I heard a lot of these words. There really wasn't much more information besides grunting, swearing, complaining about how long they've been here and yada yada. But they did mention the mayor's office numerous times. So I have an inkling that they may be somewhat responsible for the situation I found myself in, which was unpleasant, but I did get a lovely nap. So if you ever need a great nap, just hood over the head. Good night. So yes, do you know anything?
Give me a persuasion, or give me a persuasion roll on your question.
I've lost my mouse. There it is.
For the rest of you, this is the first you're hearing of any of this. you or your characters. This is just to give you the heads up of this isn't something that your party has previously encountered or heard from Kitty or heard anywhere else. Kitty, what was your role?
14 plus 4, 18.
With an 18, you see like a moment of thought. No, you're not picking up on with your passive perception any real like hesitation, but it's just like a genuine effort seems to be made of like, what do I what what can I say? What do I know? And so it takes a moment, and then the mayor's in a elected position. Largely ceremonial, but ceremonial and managerial. There's a lot that it takes to run a city with aqueducts and latrines and merchant guilds, and the mayor's office is largely the hub that keeps let's say I'm trying to think of a word. What's the opposite to like the underworld of what's the name for the like the legal entity, the above ground
Center of commerce.
legitimate enterprise? So what do you say, Dante?
Government.
Government?
Okay, center of
Right.
commerce. Market.
Yeah, I'll just go with
Traders?
legitimate enterprise. Sorry, I'm just completely blanking. It's been a really long day. Let's go to keep
Trading
like all of
posts?
the legitimate enterprises running, collecting taxes, maintaining facilities. The mayor's office is the hub of all of those sorts of activities, and he has quite an extensive staff and departments that help oversee those various different activities. The firefighters are part of it, where we have our own space and area. We're paid by the city, by the mayor's office. I don't work there. She seems to be genuinely like it was a really good persuasion. Like you beat the DC by it was a 15
Good.
DC, so you well and truly got past it. So she generally seems to be trying to help out and answer your question, but has seen kind of you can tell hit a kind of a point of like I don't know what else I can tell you.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, you had an 18. Before you do, was there anyone? Did anyone else have anything there from what you just like? This whole thing is now happening and unfolding before you guys. That it's news to all of you.
How
sitting back and
many
just listening,
people are
you-
hanging around us?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of to the north of you. There's still a fair bit of stuff unburnt. So give me a perception check. Give me a 2 move with advantage because you could be sniffing them out at this point as well as seeing them.
That's
So what do you want? A
suspicious.
persuasion?
Perception with advantage for
Perception.
Alia. So you give you at this point with the environment you're in.
17.
Look, with 17, you're pretty clear that it seems that like the people who are around, and by the relaxed stance of the leaders who are with you, no one seems to be really too bothered by you guys. There's still, from best you can tell, probably around 20 bodies that are still in various stages of like making sure that they're wetting down everything to make sure that there's no coals or embers. This is just within kind of your bubble of awareness, but there's around sort of 20-ish people. There's people who you can hear Kruisk just like go grumbling out and directing and pick that up and grab that and put some water over there and then piss off back to town. So you can hear that happening, but in terms of people who are directly like right around you guys, it seems to largely just be the two who are in front of you, and then there's just a few who are around. Like I said,
Anybody paying
spread out.
attention to the bodies?
That no, not at the moment. Ness has finished her investigation. She's sort of just waiting, like nervously, sort of hopping from foot to foot, but hasn't been told to leave, so is just still here. But nobody's doing anything with the bodies. No.
Yet.
I'll give you that with your perception. What does Alia want to do?
Alia's gonna try and sneak an arm back.
All right. Look. I'm just
So
going to move you
I'm
to the
kind of
furthest one.
slid down Fox's back because no one's really
Yep.
paying attention to her at the moment.
Yep. Look. Give me. First off, give me a stealth check because we need to see how you get to this point, and then we'll
11.
see about a see what your DC is like for your sleight of hand. Oh, God. Then we'll come back to anyone else's thoughts and Kitty's questions.
I got an 11.
Okay. And give me your sleight of hand check.
Fuck. 6.
Can
Well-
Fox see what Alia's trying to do?
Yeah, does Fox see?
Can Fox see this?
Look, give me a perception check. Yeah, your passive perception is definitely terrible, so you don't see it passively.
Yeah.
I'll give me a
So
perception.
I want 2.
Sorry, what was that?
2.
Mate, you barely.
Oh my god.
You're not even aware that she's climbed down off your shoulders at this point. You're just fixated on like this.
Oblivious.
Look at how is that hair just not on fire, and why doesn't the soot stick to it, and how can she write so fast in that book, like letters and words, and it's incredible. Like you can't make out any of it, but it's truly just hypnotizing watching someone write more words in this conversation than you've read or written in your entire life.
Being
All right, with Alia, you think you're being so sneaky, and you're rustling stealth, and everyone's too busy with everything else to even notice you. And you get over to the body that's. I'll give it that you're like, oh, which one? Oh no, that one's got both his arms. Oh, it's a charred husk. Shit. So it's the one that's in the middle that you decide to go for. That's right next to Ness. As you're doing it, and you go to reach for that arm, and you think like, yeah, this is my moment. I've got this. You're down low, and you reach across. And as you reach across, you finally look up, and you just see this like twitching sparrow face going. And she's got her foot on the arm and has clearly just watched you. like the cat that's stalking a bird and thinks no one's looking at them, and you're just clearly watching them go through. You don't get the arm back, but you're still there. Kitty, back to your second. You had another question.
Yes. About this mayor. Was this government position elected before or after the fall? I'm new around here.
Okay, so what you see, you may not have encountered this too much because of the way that you've been speed running. The others of you have, and you're all, aside from maybe fucking Zachary, you definitely, to you, Zach, you look over kind of expecting this reaction, but you're curious because what you've noticed, and you will be able to do with this information with Kitty as you will, but Zach, this is just a reminder for you. You guys have encountered this before, that when you start speaking to NPCs in the dungeon about the fall and about some crawler specific lines of questioning, they sort of get this glazed look, and then nothing is forthcoming. And so you see this, like you're looking for it, because it's one of the clearest ways of telling that you guys have encountered whether it's an ex crawler who's taken a position with the dungeon crawl itself, who you're talking with, who do know what's going on because they've been part of it, like Mish and Mash and Mort, or whether it's an NPC like how B1 and B2 started out before you were through some incredible roles able to lift the veil and let them see reality as it was.
Which they've never come back.
Don't remember them. I'm sure you'll get reacquainted with them as things unfold. But Ward was the B1 who was very that you guys really opened the world to. Who managed not to have his brain too broken. For Kitty, you asked this question, and you sort of see previously this really interactive, like piercing gaze that never really wavered from you, apart from maybe look at Alia from time to time. But it sort of glazes, and then after a moment, you go, sorry, what was your second question?
And Kitty kind of looks a little bit closer, as if looking for, okay, Kitty loved the Matrix. Kitty is invested. This is like the greatest thing that's ever happened. Like terrible, but also having a great time. Kitty is looking very closely at Arissa. Not sure what she just saw, but aware that she just saw something that was out of character. And said, was this election into government before or after the fall? And Kitty was watching very, very closely. Do I need to make a perception roll?
Yeah, so give me a perception check.
Looking closely, but when my eyes open,
yeah,
Please have the same reaction.
a one
Please have the
was.
same reaction.
Oh my! Look, you
Squinted so hard.
you're absolutely like this has definitely caught your attention, and you are so invested in this. And just as you start to see sort of that glaze that you'd seen before come across, all you hear is this over off to your left, and you look to the side to see Alia pulling her hand back where she was trying to steal an arm off the body. And as you turn back, Arissa is there. I think you asked if the mayor was elected. Yes, it's an elected position. Kitty with the one,
Yes.
I'm not going to give you a third chance to ask the same question of this person at this time.
Nope. Kitty wrote down evasive.
I thought Kitty would write down, whoa, deja vu.
No.
Whoa,
Glitch
deja vu.
in Matrix? Question mark, question mark. No cats here, just birds.
What'd you say the mayor's name was again?
If you're asking me, she didn't. All Kitty said was the mayor, and all Arissa has said is the mayor.
Is that your question to?
Yeah, can Zach ask what's the mayor's name?
You're asking Arissa. Yeah, give me 1 sec to look up the mayor's name. I do have that. I just need to go to a different tab.
Nice.
You got to give me a moment for that one.
This conversation track has options. Well done, Zachary.
You're making me go from an entirely different section. Good stuff.
Welcome to Skyrim. Get on board. I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah,
I
Spar's
used to be
just
an adventurer.
Spar's just opening random fantasy name generator now.
I'm in OneNote. I'm
I
looking.
hope it rolls up John, because then it can be John
Maybe I should do a
Mayer.
random name generator. I am looking through the characters in the NPCs list. Like I'm looking at Harry Worthington and Tinder Blaze Blade and Edric and Fiona Forest Wind. All these people that some of you have met and some of you haven't. I'm looking for the fucking mayor's name. in that
If you say
list.
Quimby, that's it. I'm out of here.
Sick.
That's funny though.
That's pretty good.
Oh, how could I forget that one?
You call me Quinn.
No, it's not Meg Wimby. Mayor Jones, Horatio Jones, the Honourable Horatio Jones.
Wow. Kitty's writing this down, by the way, and giving a good nod, nudge, nudge to Zach.
Well, I didn't vote for him.
No.
Kitty
he's a
pats him on the
non-resident.
shoulder again.
You cannot cast a vote in the elections. Very straight-laced. Now, before we finish here, you seem to have been involved in 2 major fire events in the last half a day. Do you perchance have any idea or involvement in where or how this fire started?
Don't know what you're talking about.
No, so Ali's giving me. Let me get some response. So, Kitty, yeah.
Excuse me, but I was only physically and spiritually present for one.
Noted. And she like think about it. That's right. The bondage, Kitty. Yes. Still not clear on that. And so Ali's given her no idea. Well, you guys are the ones who brought it up, and she said she had no idea what it was. All right, so Ali's given her no idea. Fock or Zach, any responses from you guys, or are you just keeping your trap shut?
Trap shot.
Yeah, not too sure how it happened.
Can Kitty say something else?
Yeah, just let Zach finish. What was the last bit?
It's a mystery. I mean,
no idea, and it's no. Yep. Okay, and Kitty.
I have been traveling solo for quite some time, and I do believe I have seen the smoke from a distance the entire time that I have been here in this jungle. I don't know if these particular fellows around me could be capable of setting a fire like that or knowing anything about it. I am 5th. Switzerland. I was with them. I don't know how they're here, and the fire was over there when I came in, but they're with me. I would just like to impart that small piece of information onto you. What you do with it, absolutely up to you. I, absolutely respect your ability to look at information. I just wanted to give you that.
Kitty, I'm not going to get you to do any further rolls because you've really just added extra detail on what she had. You rolled really high when you were giving her previous information, so all you've really done is added extra detail to information that she was quite confident, like accepting of. So I'll let that go through with, in addition to what you've said previously. Zach and Alia, can I get you guys to each of you make either you can do persuasion or deception, because like I know you're lying through your teeth, but you can make a decision on however you are choosing to do that role. The characters have any particular benefits for one over the other. Please make use of any benefit that you've got. But you've each given 2 different.
It was a single-handed head shake, so.
Yeah, I wanted more.
Goodness. Memes
what
that you
was
can
that?
hear for $5. Like you didn't see Dante's put on Firestarter, like a snip of the video clip.
And
yeah.
Racer rolled a 15.
Let's roll a 15, and what did Zach roll?
I think Zach was distracted.
12. Okay.
Job done.
Between the 2 of those and with the previous, you guys had built quite a bit of goodwill. You see her sort of looking intensely at you, but you can see the cogs turning. Like there hasn't been a whole lot of like deep deception on offer from Alia. She seems to be a quite simplistic, single-minded creature who just keeps trying to get one of these arms back. And Zach, she looks at you a little bit more intently, but definitely some goodwill built up there through the the firefighting and the giant gorilla that was throwing wolves around. So after a moment, she seems to accept what you're saying. And so to the rest of you, and thank you. If you hear anything, look me up. You can look me up in the fire warden's office. She's already introduced herself to you, because we would deeply like to get to the bottom of this and make sure that it doesn't happen again. And yes, looking at you, Kitty, we've been watching the smoke plume for some time approach. Sadly, the prevailing winds kept it coming towards the city. But
Absolutely, Captain.
from here, if you head to the north, you'll see the entry to the city. Please make your way through the gates. You'll find amenities aplenty.
Fock looks up at this and goes,
Maybe we'll see you around.
food?
Thank you for your help fighting this fire.
Can Kitty put her hand out to shake again?
And then, almost as an afterthought, she throws the coins that were in pouches
Hey.
over to you, Zach, and then with a sly little smirk, kicks a leg over, kicks an arm over to Alia. Before not watching to see your reactions, before turning and
Alia
heading
acts
off,
like a little loot goblin.
as
Her
other
arm.
people come in and pick up the remains of those bodies and are taken away with all the rest of it. So there's like now a procession heading northward.
Alia starts waving the arm
DC
around.
was pretty low on that one because you guys have built up a lot, way ahead of the game with the roles you had in your early persuasion interactions.
Yay, we did it.
Nice.
We spoke to
Let's now
people.
have a long rest.
We spoke to
No one wants to see me shirtless and waving my wand around, especially not on Twitch. And I'm definitely not starting an OnlyFans at this point in my life.
That's a different app.
Yeah, should
I'm
we?
embarrassed by how much I did or didn't make. Sorry, for those of you in the
Morning, Moo Moo.
stream, I'm just responding to a smart-ass chat message from Original Mad Cow.
Moo.
All right, so what would you guys like to do?
Yeah,
Long rest.
we'll short rest and then go to the city, I think, and long rest there. How far away is it?
Chaos +1. In Chaos Team Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone? Audio.
Did your audio cut
I
out,
think-
Spar? I feel like we heard half that sentence.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
there's a
still
piece
there.
of
Am I
information
lost audio?
missing.
I don't know. Like,
Did
are we
I
short
lose
resting or
audio?
are we long resting?
Short rest.
Short rest.
Short rest.
Did we find out how far away it was?
Like a chat
No,
thread
we don't
going
know.
on.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Does Kitty know
How
how
many
far away
going
it
on
is?
here? Are you guys there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
he cannot hear us, I don't think.
Oh.
Oh,
Deaf and blind.
You guys hear me?
See, that's why he's walking
Yeah.
around with one in his hand.
Okay, does anyone want to do anything?
We can have a conversation.
The lake. I can't hear you guys, no.
That sounds like a you problem, my guy.
That's funny.
All right. Yes.
No, man,
wrote
we're
it
not
down.
on Discord. We're in VDO.
Are you still deaf? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Well, you guys can.
we can all hear each other, but he can't hear us.
Well, that's the most important part. So, are we setting up camp then?
Yeah, well, let's just set up camp. Let's short rest. I like the
Alright.
idea of short rest. But did Zach? I mean,
He
I
does.
assume Spar would ask Kitty if they knew how far away the city was when Zach inquired.
Kitty knows that the city is north in the same direction that the fire crew just left in with the
Mhm.
corpses of my abusers. And that I was nearly there. Like, Kitty was close before she got accosted. She wasn't too far away. She knows the direction that it's in, and I can't tell you exactly how much time it would take to get there because Kitty was just like Karen fast walking through a shopping center at Christmas. There's no one could get in her way. She would push you to the side. Beasts who are beasts. Backhand, excuse me, sir. There is nothing that was delaying Kitty. So Kitty's time frame is very different to the average person's. Kitty's only been in here for like 4 days. Come on now.
Is Kitty wearing like a full 2-piece, like purple-ish parachute pant type tracksuit?
I put a picture of Kitty in the Discord chat just so you could see. No, Kitty is wearing a Love Heart Christmas sweater though.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. I think Spa, well, you disappeared for a hot minute there. The discussion was to have a rest before we moved on after all of the excitement. Yep. Kitty would like to propose that we move into the black. There's just something that a firefighter told her once at a career day, that they said you're always safest in the black. If there's a fire, don't trust anything that isn't already burnt. And shuffles everyone towards the soot.
No worries at all. You absolutely can do that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were fucking with me to start with because I didn't. Nothing had changed. But it when I
All
went
at
into the
once?
settings, yeah, I thought like, are you guys messaging each other in Discord to go, yeah, everybody just pretend to talk.
No,
That's
we
fucking
will
smart.
now.
I must have given you guys far too much insidious credit. Yeah, because I was like, what are they doing? But when I look back to VDO, it had changed my headphone source. I don't even have video open. like,
How did you gonna do that?
Mate, you're the video expert. You tell me. I
Why
literally am looking.
Only you've got the control room. Or you didn't even have the control room open.
I do have the control room open, but I don't have
Okay.
it active. I've got
No.
the I've got our
Wonder
shared
if there's
screen active,
a
but
bound
it's
shortcut key to like mute or
maybe.
change your source or something that you've accidentally hit.
Maybe
That
when I was typing a
wouldn't
reply.
surprise me.
Look, I'll tell you what, mate. Can you roll the perception for me, and I'll tell you if you.
Nah. All right. So you guys are
Oh,
going
fair
off into the soot. So as you guys are doing that, like you can see, you get a few strange looks. I can tell you because you're heading off into it. But Kitty, I'll give you with and with Alia, who's aware of what you had mentioned, who's happily has her arm back. One of them. You find a spot that has been thoroughly doused, like because you saw the teams going through and was systematically kind of dousing for coals and making sure there was no kind of like embers to spark things back up again. Yeah. So I was just looking at the message in chat. Yeah, original mad cow, rocks fall, everybody dies. It was a distinct possibility if I was being audio trolled. But you guys can easily like find things to lean up against. And are you doing a short rest or are you looking to do a long rest here?
Kitty's fine.
Yeah, no, you are. Kitty is fine. Kitty's been chilling and resting heaps. She's thoroughly rested.
I told you, bag over the head. Great nap.
Yeah. Yeah, so run your short rest. There's so many people milling around that there's nothing untoward happens while you guys are having a short rest here. Not like the last time you had a long rest. So run your short rest.
Kitty is awake the entire time, so she is watching out for everybody else in the party. Just drawing in her book.
Yep. Kitty, I will give you that while you're doing that, you feel an all too familiar, almost like, what it would have been like in the pre-fall of a mobile phone on silent mode buzzing, but not quite that distinct, but you feel that distinct scratching in your book, just doing that, which, as you're aware, and it's going to eat at you, you're out in the open presently, but you know what that means, and it is something that we will circle back to when you are able to do so safely. So, you feel like that scratch, and then it stops. And now you just have to live with that curiosity until it can be sated. All right, so yeah, do you trigger your short rest. Let's I think we can, within just a few minutes, probably move safely to a really good stopping point. So after you've had your short rest, you can see that while you've been resting, like that frenzy of activity has continued, and there is still a few of the fire wardens who have been left behind. None of the people in charge are still there, but they have definitely left some people who still, like, they're not nomad users are there. They're just using the old-fashioned way at the lake there, and every now and then they're throwing water on top of different things, and they're sort of walking through. And then there's flyers above who have the buckets they're carrying that seem to be looking and making sure there's no more ignition points. But this seems to be well and truly safe and under control at the moment, and most of the individuals have left. This just seems to be like a maintenance and monitoring party that has been left behind at this stage while you've been resting.
Mop up.
Where would you guys like to head? Are you looking to head north and follow kind of the troop towards the city that you've been aiming towards? Yes, Kitty. Oh, and
I'm
Zach.
going to put my hand up now because I don't. Kitty has a lot of things to say, but she also doesn't like interrupting people because she likes giving everybody their space. So Kitty's just going to stand there with her hand up, waiting for somebody else to interject. And if nobody else does, then she'll slowly.
Well, let's give Kitty her chance. Zach, you had your hand up too. What?
I was pointing north to the city.
It's just like standing up and.
Yeah.
Looks like the floor is yours, Kitty. You've got one person who's pointing north.
I might go and see if somebody can tell me exactly how far away the city is, because it seems like this entire fire crew is actually based there, and they may have some good directions and tips on how to get there swiftly.
The other lady said just go north.
Amazing. Fantastic. I'm going to ask for directions.
We don't need directions. We'll be.
This is why we need directions, Kitty says.
Does Kitty continue having this conversation, or does she head off to get the directions?
She says that as she's walking off to get directions.
Look, you've got a lot of goodwill with this crew, so they're more than happy to point you in the direction that you need to travel. So rather than just the general go north, what they point you towards is, now that they've pointed it out to you, there is actually quite a reasonable, almost looks like a game trail path that's heading up to that largely northerly direction, but in its truest sense, it's more northwest. But you can see that it makes its way up through the trees, and you can see it winding off towards. For you, Kitty, you can actually see right at the very edge of your perception through that trees and foliage. It's really, really close to where you were coming up on what you believe was a bridge from the conversations that were being had around you, but where you were then accosted and stopped. But you can see that there is a trail. It's not quite the same trail that you walked. You kind of did a bit of bush bashing getting through there, and was sort of barreling through things as opposed to necessarily looking for the best trail at times. Also, sometimes walking and writing, which is not the most efficient way to navigate jungle terrain. Yes, between Zach's go north, we don't need directions, and you have some more clear directions of that game trail. And if you're looking for time, they're giving you the indication that it's about, like, depending on the pace you're looking to, standard just walking pace for your group is probably going to be around like 2 hours of travel tops.
So close. And Kitty says, "Thank you so much. I am so incredibly grateful. Like, you have no idea how much you have helped me today. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. You are so fantastic, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Have the day that you deserve." And then goes for a high five and waits.
And as you're starting to pick up on these things that you're familiar with are not necessarily always translating, but this is one of the people who had seen your previous interaction with the captain, and after him, you go, oh, thank you, miss, and gives you a high five. You get one back.
Hey!
You've introduced high fives to the Aarakocras. Okay,
And you
Chris.
know what? You're welcome.
So you've got that info. Are you guys heading that way? Like, are we
Giddy.
doing?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm right at the moment that you are just you're still ancillarily connected to Team Chaos. You are still, unless I miss something, it's Kitty and Chaos who are on their way northward. Yeah, got it. All right. So where we'll pull up as you guys head through, and you're heading northwards and you wind through the jungle, and now that you've got kind of a clear path to follow and directions and guidance from the various different people, and heading up towards the kind of the edge of the jungle, and you see it thinning out, and you definitely see some familiar ground where, like, oh yeah, I remember this spot, this is where it all went black, where you'd run into the group initially. Where you guys arrive at is you come around and you see a bridge, just like a really well made, but a swinging timber bridge, but it's broad, like it's one that you could have a horse and cart if you so wanted go across. It's sturdy, but it is still like that timber rope, but it's clearly got some sort of reinforcement or magical aspect to it for the span that it has, and like the number of bodies that you can see walking across, and some of them is, not necessarily the most intelligent, and instead of emptying out the containers they were ordered to carry back, they've like literally picked up the buckets and barrels full of water, and the firefighters are walking back sloshing that along the way, carrying that weight through. But as you come through, it should have refreshed, but if it hasn't, I don't know how to speed up that refresh as we activate the.
Oh, there
Hopefully
it
that
goes.
has it
Whoop,
gone through. Oh, good. So
Whoa.
hopefully that pushes it through for you guys.
Yep. What
Wow.
is
Yeah.
all that?
So as you open up, you finally get your first look at the overcity that was spoken about at the very beginning of this dungeon that you were working your way towards to see kind of what comes next. And what you see is just this sprawling, multi-tiered, semi-metropolis, very medieval vibes, but there's just buildings that are resplendent with like gold and ornate filigree. You notice even with your group's passive perception that there's not necessarily a lot of foot traffic as you are looking up towards the gate that you're about to head towards, which is the gate. I'll ping it. The gate that sits, over here, which is where you're winding your way towards. But what you do see, there is a lot of people flying between the buildings. This is a very aerial city, and it is very staggered and staged. But a lot of the residents appear to be easily navigating those because they are flying in and out of buildings, and they are flying around the levels. There is not a lot of people who are walking. There are some who are not birds. And there are some who may be walking for various different other reasons, but including things that they're carrying, stopping them from flying. But for the most part, a lot of the people seem to be flying around. Thank you for getting rid of that message. And as you're looking to cross that bridge, the thing that strikes you the most is that looking up kind of this city that's been carved into the side of a mountain, and not just the ornate nature and the beauty and the opulence that's on display, but there is just this giant hand that is at the crest, the summit of the city, and it has a whole heap of buildings and things you can see off in the distance built into and covering the palm of that hand. But it is monumental in size. It is overshadowing, and it is not at all outscaled by the mountain that this is built into and the mountains that surround it. It is a giant hand sticking out of the top of the city. It is impossible to miss. But that's, as you guys get your glimpse of this, you get your first look at it, and you have that sense of just like that overwhelming sense of wonder and difference. Like this is different to the world between. This is on a far grander scale, and it is overwhelming to the senses of what you are seeing, and including the difference you're experiencing in terms of how people are navigating, and the locals are navigating that space as well. And I think there might be with your group about to cross the bridge and head to the overcity. and head towards the gates on foot, because unless I'm missing something, I don't think any of you have grown wings yet and they're going to be flying your way.
Oh,
I think that'll be a good point for us to stop it.
cool.
You did good. That that took some turns I didn't see coming. You guys are a chaotic bunch.
I think it's on brand for us to
Look.
just be talking to everyone. Come on.
If the name fits, come on now.
Oh, the name is perfect. It just gets more perfect the more sessions we play. And Alia's got the arm back. One arm back.
Alia deserves it.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Oh, I
So,
can't
yeah,
wait for that arm to be a secret key somewhere in this city that's built on a hand.
Arissa, if I find a severed limb anywhere from like ex-Halloween stock, guess what I'm leaving on your desk for you at work? Severed
Yes, as
limb?
long as I can reach Lauren.
Go on, bash our
Hey,
co-workers
hey,
with your
hey,
severed limb.
Oh, too funny. Oh my
We're all
goodness.
terrible at sport too, so if it were to get yeeted across the office, there would be damage inflicted. Somebody
There'd
would
be-
suffer.
Yes.
There'd be definitely some nat ones. Too funny. See, Zach, please make sure you mark the mystery feather. Reminder that Dante has a group set of loot
I got a
set
note.
up for the
got notes.
aboleth with some
I
items that
did do
need to
that.
be
Yeah, yeah.
identified.
Be
In
proud.
inventory, there's a party inventory.
Yeah, I saw you did that. That makes it easier for everyone to keep track of as well.
I wrote so many notes.
Nice.
Should I be able to see the party inventory?
I
I
don't think
I
we
have
have a
Oh.
party inventory.
don't know if the D&D Beyond permissions work that way, but if you view character
Yeah.
rather than view, you should be able to see it, I think, in the inventory, because I can see. I don't have any special D&D Beyond permissions. Oh, I
If
don't
you
think you'll be
click
able to do it on
Jay's
Foundry,
group
but
from all over, you'll be able
Yeah.
to see each of us and click on our inventory.
yeah, and it's in Fokionis.
I don't think I can. 'Cause I
Party.
have my inventory and I have party inventory and I'm
No.
in the campaign.
You have to actually click on Fokionis as a character. So rather than clicking in your own character, click on View Character for Fokionis.
Where do I do that?
So you
In the
see where it says campaign, Jay's group
Yep.
from all over, just click
Got it.
that.
All right, while we do
and
this
then
housekeeping,
click on Focus.
bye
yeah.
everybody.